Well, you wanted to see more what I do, so this morning I'm out here on a big gate job out in the country. We put in these LiftMasters. This is a commercial model, or light commercial model. It's the only one I'll put in. It's a LiftMaster, what is it? GSW24 or something like that. But this one's got rigged up for solar. It's got two big batteries. The problem was, the customer called me and said the gate isn't working. I get out here and this thing is full of mud daubers and all of this in here they'd gotten into. I'm going to show you how to keep them out of there. Simple little trick, makes your life a lot easier when you have outside electrical components, boxes and things like that, sprinklers, timers, all kinds of stuff. It's a simple little thing, and I'll show you in a minute. I don't know how this will work. We'll try it. See if I hit an open button here. That's the optical position. I don't know if you saw any of that, but this is after working about 30 minutes cleaning this sucker up. Dang noisy country. I got some fool at about a half a mile away down there that is playing bongo drums or something. Anyway, this LiftMaster unit, I got it put back together on top. I'm just waiting and testing, making sure this optical sensor that's up under here is cleaned up enough to where it's not giving any errors. Then I'm going to go over there and take that one apart and line these gates up a little bit better. But before I do that, I promised you I'd show you how to keep ants and stuff out. And my secret is not a very big secret. It's these little dudes. Let's see if we can. These are insecticide cattle ear tags. They make, different companies make them. And you can put these things inside this electronic enclosure and it'll keep wasp and mud daubers and mice and stuff out of here. Ants are a big problem we have down here in South Texas. Fire ants love to get in here and tear up things. This one was mud daubers, and I think a mouse must have had a nest up in there. But these things come, these are the tags you see on the ears of cattle. Greatly helps them. They smell too. Anyway, let me get my tool out and I'm going to get one out of there. Don't pick these things up with your bare hands. They will stink forever. Let me get one out. Swore I was going to bring my GoPro for this, but I didn't do it today. I'm going to put 3 in this one. And that's what they look like. These are purple. I got some orange ones before. Just all different companies make them different color. I'm just going to stick that in there on the bottom. Then I'm going to get another one and sit back there on the batteries. This one I've got some bigger batteries in it because it's solar powered. I just lay one back in there on top. Then I'm going to stick another one up under here where that optical sensor is. See if we can keep the little critters out of here. Now, a few videos ago, I showed you how not to put in a gate. This is the way you do it if you don't want to have any problems. A few things that everybody seems to get wrong. First off, people bury the dadgum support for the gate inside these rock columns, just like on that other gate where I had to fix it. Here, everything's in good shape. It's all out here. This column moves, it doesn't mess up anything. It supports the gate well. Those are in the ground 6 feet, and they are 3/8 inch wall thickness. The second thing that they've done right is put on these hinges. Now, these are a really decent set of hinges. Why, you ask, Steve? I'll tell you. These have grease zerks on top. And underneath that grease zerk, there's a post in the bottom piece that has a ball bearing on top. So everything works really well, and it spins on that ball bearing if you line it all up correctly. Now, one of the problems people don't know about is that ball bearing is right under here, and sometimes you can't put grease in these grease zerks. That's because the pressure of the gate's pushing the ball bearing down and closing that off. So what I do is I take a big screwdriver or wedge and I put right here and drive it in a little bit, and that lifts it up and clears that opening, and you can grease that hinge. Second thing people do from the old days, and they think that, well, you've got to put one hinge up and one hinge down. That way it's hard to lift the gate up. Well, folks, these hinges aren't designed for that. Sorry for all the traffic. I'm out in the middle of nowhere and everybody's having a parade today. Anyway, these hinges are designed to be installed just like that. If you turn this upside down, then all the water goes inside this from this joint right here. It doesn't rest on the ball bearing. You can't grease it worth a dang, and it rusts shut. So don't do that. This one also, you can adjust it back and forth as needed, because ground moves. Gates sag. This way you can do some adjustment without having to cut everything off and re-weld it. So many people just cheap out and weld these on. Here comes another heck. And another one. What is going on? Bozo the Clown's going to come by next. Anyway, there's the other hinge up there. It's installed correctly. You don't really care about people lifting the gate off the hinges anymore. They'll take a truck and drive right through the damn thing. So don't do yourself a... And another one. What? Anyway, that hinge up there is in good shape. This hinge is installed the same way. So you sit down there. That's the way you do it, guys. Use something you can adjust, because it's going to move. You ever heard of plate tectonics and earthquakes and soil shifting? And fix your gate where you can adjust it later on. Well, I don't know what else to tell you about that. Just showing you a good thing. Now over here, like I said, we don't have a power line anywhere. And it was about $30,000 to run a power line over to this place. So I put in a set of solar panels. These solar panels are put in at that angle at the request of the owner, who did some research and found that that's the best angle for our elevation, not 45 like they suggest, but that's what they want to do. So, and this is what we need to make all of this work. The reason we do, in fact, those operators, these little panels right here take care of the operators. Those two panels on the left take care of the cameras in the gate entrance system, and then this panel takes care of some lights that he has around Christmas time. Works well, guys, works well. And this thing takes care of Bossy the cow, although probably afraid of all the traffic around here. It's pretty country out here. This is just south of Rodents, Texas, about 30 miles, 20 miles. Well, let me get started. I'm going to take this operator apart, clean it up, and put some ear tags in it too. Now these are pretty easy to take apart. They got a two-piece case. To get the back case off, you have to take the arm off. It's got a red clutch handle right there. This homeowner didn't know about that clutch handle, or forgot. He took the bolt right there in the middle of that arm off instead of just releasing that red handle and swinging the gate open. I have to show him that. I got 5 bolts to hold these on. 1/2-inch bolts. These are assembled down in Mexico. And during COVID, we had a hard time getting things in because the Mexican government decided that LiftMaster was not a essential service. And so we did not get a lot of parts for a long time. Let's see if I got them all done. And we'll need both hands here. Whoa! I seem to have found the culprit. There's one down in there. Hello, mouse. Say hi. We only pay scale around here. There's another one over in there. And they have just moved right on in. You're trying to hide, aren't you? Oh, that one took off. You better go find your sister. I'm not going to hurt you. Here, little mousy, mousy, mousy. I won't hurt you. Sure make a mess of things, though. Yeah, I see you. I see you. Yeah, come on. Let's go. Take off. Adios. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Well, you made yourself one heck of a nice little nest. Varmints, rodents. Now these are really nice units. They're a lot better than the ones they replaced. A lot more electronics. It's got a 24-volt motor down there that reduces it and goes to a side chain up to here, and then it goes into that output shaft, and that actually turns it. And if I got a surprise for you guys coming, you're gonna like it. Just gotta find time to do it. Anyway, batteries are back there in the back. This is the optical sensor part of it. It's really made it nice. Dang, critters have moved in. They're not going to like my little surprise for them. Hopefully, the inside of this thing is not messed up like the other was. I had to clean the heck out of it. Yay! It's clean. That'll be great. Easy to clean. I take some contact cleaner and spraying here. Just anyway, just a little haze or whatever off of it. It was nice work, destructive. Clean the gears off. This is that specialist contact cleaner, quick drying. I like this because you can buy it reasonably at Lowe's. Has it. One thing that WD makes that I can't find anymore is their specialist degreaser. I love it in these cans. Lowe's taking it off the shelves. I wish sometimes me and the bean counters at Lowe's could get together, have a come to Jesus meeting. This is the motherboard. All gate openers starting in 2016 are required to have photo beams across the gate opening. This one's got them. There's a little black box right there. LiftMaster had to start sending them with photo beams, as did every other manufacturer. And unfortunately, a lot of other manufacturers' photo beams weren't worth a darn. And at first, the photo beams from LiftMaster sucked too. Not that they didn't work, but a lot of times we have humidity. This thing called humidity. It's a new concept, I think. There's the motherboard of this unit, and most all of the LiftMaster products have the same type of motherboard. This is what they call a light commercial one, and it comes with a daughter board already installed with a couple of relays down here. You can put extra sensors and in-ground loop controllers can plug on. They've been pretty reliable. I haven't had to replace but maybe one or two boards, and that was on people that didn't know what they were doing, messing with them. So I like these. It's about the only brand of operator I'll put in anymore. And this, you know, it costs more, but you don't have problems. Except when mice decide to move in. But we're going to fix that. Anyway, 2016, the federal government said all gates must have photo beams for protection of people walking through them. So, all the companies scrambled and came up with their idea of what would work, and most of them didn't. And LiftMaster came out with the best one. It's a reflective, so you only have to have it on one side and it goes to a reflector. The problem is we have this little thing called humidity and rain. Now, I don't know if they have it anywhere else, but down here where I live, when it gets foggy, their photo beams didn't work. The gates wouldn't close. They'd hold open because they think something's blocking it. So after about a year of fighting it, trying Rain-X and all kinds of things to make them, you know, work in the humidity, I went to Fence Tech, which is a big fencing convention, and tracked down the people at LiftMaster. I said, you're killing me. I have so many callbacks because of these sensors. And he said, well, I know, I don't know what to do about it. So I told him what to do about it. I am an amateur astronomer for a lot of years. And back in the days when I was out all the time, we'd be out all hours of the night in the humidity, and our eyepieces would fog up. Well, one day I was in Johnstone Supply and I saw some wire on the wall, and I asked him what it was. He said, well, that's the wire that goes around your refrigerator door. You put a current through there on a timer and that defrosts it. So I took some of it and started playing around, and I found if you put 12 volts through it, it warmed it up just enough to where it kept the dew off of all your eyepieces. And I ran it from the finder to the eyepiece to everything. And you could use it all night long without having to get hair dryers out. And it didn't distort the vision. So it was great for that. So I told the guys at LiftMaster what I did. And lo and behold, the next year, they came out with one having a heater, which was great. It's still, you know, a lot of times you can't get the wire across to the other side, especially in a retrofit, but it worked well, except for solar applications. You can't plug that heater in because it draws too much power off your batteries. So they just live with it out here. A lot of people don't even put them on. Somebody needs to come up with a better way. Let me get this thing cleaned up. I'll oil the chains and put the stuff in and go home. Well, I got it all cleaned up now. Got the chains all lubed back up, the battery's connected tight and all that stuff. Cleaned out the home for Minnie and Mickey. And gonna put some deer tags on it and get done with it. That guy's still playing the boom, 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 boom. Well, I got a tag up there, one in the control box, and one over there on top of that battery. That ought to keep them at bay for a while. They last a year, year and a half, and then I suggest you change them out. I think I bought these, I want to say at Harbor Freight. That's up in East Texas, and that was the only place around, and I think that's where I got them. But you can buy them at any feed store. I do know that Tractor Supply carries them. I think it was like $30 for that, maybe $35. But that's the way to keep ants and rodents out of your electronics and, you know, sprinkler systems, everything outside. They like the heat, and I think they like the vibration from the, you know, the transformers and everything in there, putting off heat and vibration. I find ants anywhere. So I got to put this together and I'm going home. You guys have a good Thanksgiving. Bye.